Okay, we're going to reconvene to an open session called to order at 6:03. And there was no actions taken in closed session. Attendance roll call. Clerk Alpert. Here. Trustee Lopez. Here. Trustee Reed is absent. Trustee Galindo.
Here.
And President Maxfield is here. Would you all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Ready? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Approve and adopt the agenda. Any changes?
No changes to the agenda. I move that we approve the agenda.
All in favor?
Aye.
Nays? Absent. Okay, district mission statement. We are a collaborative, culturally rich educational community where a rigorous and innovative curriculum prepares our students to be successful contributors to our global society. Public comments. Public business from the floor, non-agendized items. This portion of the agenda allows an individual the opportunity to address the board on any item regarding board business that is not on the agenda. Without taking action or entering into dialogue with the public, board members may briefly respond to statements made or ask clarifying questions about topics posed by the public. The matter may be referred to administration. Individual speakers are limited to 3 minutes each. Seeing a rush to the podium. Item 11, reports, recognition, information, discussion items. 11.1, phase 1 and 2 overview. Superintendent.
Yes, I felt that for the benefit of the new board members and also to remind the public of the great work and accomplishments of the board who began the renovation and also building of facilities such as this beautiful multipurpose room and the gymnasium that you can also see from here. And it gives you kind of a timeline of everything that took place. And if you look at that, I think it's exciting to see that we began actually this work in 2010, and we finished the phase 1 in 2014, early 2014. I would like to say thank you to the board members who were part of the Measure 8. That's Marco DiGiulio, Dana Cole, who actually stepped down to work on Measure 8, and I have here Lisa, a member, a resident of Calistoga, who worked very, very hard on that committee. We also had Marty Hunt, Mary Brooke Montes, and Susan Halfman at the time. Of course, since then we had phase 2 also, who and phase 1, that we had a new board and new members, such as President Maxfield, past President Lidia Lopez, Julie Alpert. And I'm excited to see that now we have 2 new board members, Trustee Galindo as well as Trustee Reed, who will then, from now, work with this board to move to phase 3. So that's very exciting. Thank you.
Thank you for all your hard work on that. It's pretty cool. So as an alumni, you know, come and get to see this new beautiful gym. It's pretty special. So appreciate all your hard work. 11.2, Board of Trustees self-evaluation report. That's kind of self-explanatory.
Correct, unless any of you have any questions or want to share with them other than
11.3, second interim report, negative and qualified certifications.
That's just to show you that throughout California, due to the decline in revenue at the state level, although the May revised, the governor's budget looks a lot better than anticipated, there's still a lot of districts that are struggling, and as a result, they receive the negative certification. Because as you know, the budget for a school district needs to be a 3-year budget, not just for the next fiscal year, but we have to show that we can meet all of our obligations for up to 3 years. And from that list that is there, you see that a lot of districts throughout California are struggling due to the increase in cost and pension contributions and many other payroll taxes that we have. So.
And 11.4, the second interim financial report findings.
So every interim period, the county office writes a letter just giving what their opinion is on our financials. So that's what we're including for your information.
So it says we're doing a good job, but just be careful from unexpected uncertainties.
Yes,
So.
exactly.
Preaching to the choir, right, Jen? All right, consent calendar 12.0. Actions proposed for the consent agenda are deemed routine in nature and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussions of these items unless any member of the board, the audience, or staff requests specific items be removed from the consent agenda for separate action.
I would move that we approve the consent calendar.
All in favor?
Aye.
And this is a roll call vote. Clerk Epplisham?
Aye.
Trustee Lopez? Trustee Reed is absent. Trustee Galindo? And President Maxwell. All right. 13.0, action items. Protocol for action items includes a staff presentation, questions from the board, public input, deliberation by the board, and voting by the board. During public input, there will be a 3-minute time limit per person. 13.1, adoption of the 2017-20 to 2020 Local Control Accountability, or LCAP.
We are pleased to bring you at this point the revised and again at this point in time the final version of the LCAP. As you know, Alton Calistoga is not funded based on the LCFF. We are obligated under the state law to be providing an LCAP. We work with site administrators and also other stakeholders, parents, and then County Office of Education. And at this point, this is our best work, although it's always continuous improvement.
It's good. So the recommendation is to adopt the LCAP as presented. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? This is roll call vote again. Clerk Epplisham? Trustee Lopez? Trustee Reed is absent. Trustee Galindo? And President Maxwell? Aye. All right. 13.2 is adoption of the budget. The 2017 to 2018 Jenny.
So nothing's changed since I presented the budget at the last board meeting. So we're just requesting that the board approve the 17-18 budget.
So the recommendation is to adopt the budget as presented. Mark? And second by Julie? Oh, gotta be quick. All in favor? Aye. And this is going to be a roll call. Clerk Epplisham? Trustee Lopez? Trustee Reed is absent. Trustee Galindo? And President Maxfield? Aye. These are the kind of meetings we like, huh? 13.3, adoption of the 2016 to 2018 Educator Effectiveness.
Again, so we brought this last board meeting and haven't made any changes, so we just request that you approve the plan as we brought it.
Okay. Recommendation is to adopt the Educator Effectiveness Plan as presented.
Oh, I move that we adopt.
All in favor? Aye. All right. Okay. Now, by board president prerogative, next is number 14, superintendent. But before we get there, we have some other things to take care of. Yes. First off, I've been elected to give a little spiel, and because we all talk, we never get out of here. And we know that you guys have some important things to get off to. So first, I'd like to thank you for your service and dedication to the Calistoga Unified School District for the last 8 years. and it's been my pleasure to work with you for 7 of those years, because you were already here a year before I came on. And you're the only superintendent I've ever had. Now, even though I was friends with Jeff Johnson, I didn't work with him, so that's a different kettle of fish. Your honesty, integrity, and tenacity has served the district very well. And the district is in such a great place because of your actions. Now, it always hasn't been easy, as we all know, but your commitment to do what is best for the students is always shown. So congratulations on your retirement. It's well deserved, and on behalf of the Calistoga Joint Unified School District, well done. Thank you. This is from the board. It's from everybody, past and present.
I am definitely humbled and honored to have been in Calistoga. I think, of course, when I thought that I wanted to be a superintendent, honestly, I didn't really know what I was getting into. But yet, I have had, of course, my family, and I would like to introduce them. My husband is here, Bob. Our son, Alex. Our daughter, Maya. And our baby, Jay. And also Chris, who is Maya's boyfriend. And I don't know if I'm going to embarrass them, but I would like to say public congratulations to Alex and Monique. They just got engaged. Also, I'd like to acknowledge my friends who are here. Lisa, from the moment I met her when I came to Calistoga, somehow I just connected with her. I felt that she had that energy that really attracted me to her. So we have been friends ever since. And then I was lucky to be introduced to Laura, who's sitting right next to Lisa. And the other one who's not here is Sarah Gansa, who many of you know. She is in the community, grew up in St. Helena, and she's always a very go-getter type of a woman. So, and I can't name everybody, but I have had and was very fortunate to have a lot of people that were here, and even in those really dark moments, I could call Lisa, I could call Laura, I could just stop by and show up at Lisa's house, and she would give me a shoulder to cry on. So thank you, Lisa. I'm very, very grateful. Of course, my staff, I'm going to miss you guys tremendously. Jenna, Paula, and we have Chris, we have John, and Karen Yoder. So thank you for being here. It has been an absolute pleasure, and I can't thank you enough as far as the board. Each and every one of you have been there, and honestly, I'd like to remind you that without your support, without you, setting the vision, setting the direction, very little can be accomplished. And the superintendent, to be effective, needs your support. I know decisions are difficult. And Kathy, thank you. I very much enjoy working with you as the president of Calistoga Associated Teachers Union. Thank you very much. And our friend who is here, Casey Jones, he lives in Southern California. Casey actually shows up to board meetings. Thank you very much, everyone.
So I was going to say something after Trustee Maxfield, but when the boss asked for the mic, you give it to her. I did that.
I overruled her.
I just wanted to say on behalf of really the district team, and I'm going to keep it short, but we're going to really miss you. And you've accomplished so much in this district and have left us in such a great place. And I know you won't leave if we weren't in a good place. So thank you for everything. I've only had the pleasure of working with Esmeralda for 2 years, and it's rare that you find a superintendent that has pretty much done all of our jobs, which actually works to your advantage. Or not. So, I've learned more than I could have asked, and we have a great team, and that's thanks to you. So we will miss you.
Well, that all being said, there is no need to reconvene to closed session. No action to be taken, so I'm looking for the most important part of the meeting. Mark motions to adjourn. Second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.